So now that Boston's finally gotten rid of those pesky Hawks, we have the matchup that I think we all assumed was inevitably going to happen, which is Boston against Philly. And Philly comes off the sweep, so they've had a bit of extra rest. And then you've got Boston, who maybe played around or didn't take it as seriously as they should have. And they're going head to head in the second round. And personally, I feel like this is probably going to be the representative of the finals. I would be quite confident whatever team wins here, barring something ridiculous happening, they should then beat the Knicks or the Heat, whoever comes out of that series. So this is hopefully going to be treated as the Eastern Conference Finals for both teams. And you've got Joel, who's probably coming off the MVP, and Harden, who hopefully sniffs the fact that he's got a very good shot of making the finals if he can just get this one series under his belt. And then you've obviously got Boston on the revenge tour, who, Tatum and Brown, both young, both, scoring 30 plus twice now in a series after never doing it. They're clearly in some form of sync, and the role players are figuring out what they're doing. Marcus Smart had that mini resurgence after having a pretty down year. So I think where I'm leaning, even though it's going to be a bit hard nosed and they're going to go back and forth, I think Boston will take this in six. They do now have home court advantage for the rest of the playoffs. And I think Philly, the knee injury to Joel Embiid is a concern, which, that's always the narrative around this time of the year, that he's carrying an injury that is a concern for what, is going to need him to be playing 40 plus minutes and scoring 30 plus points at minimum. And I think from a defensive assignment, you've got Tatum and Brown, who both need a wing defender. And unless I'm getting it wrong, we've got PJ Tucker, who is 38 years old, probably expected to pick up one of those duties. And you've probably got Tobias Harris, who, if he's playing really good defense, he's going to give you nothing on offense. So I don't love Philly's chances in this one.
I think on paper, you're sort of correct that if you match up your players on Philly and Boston and you sort of draw your lines, Boston wins this round, this matchup on paper. And, they obviously have Tatum, they have Jalen Brown, two sort of real dynamic wing players there that, the Sixers have no real ability to counter and match. Harden is probably, well, Smart is probably going to get that assignment on Harden. And then coming after him, you got Brogdon and maybe even Grant Williams or something like that, putting a big body potentially on Harden, make him work that sort of situation. So I think Harden's going to have a real challenging round here if he's going to put up the numbers that he maybe did in the first round against the Nets. I guess it's probably also interesting to note here that how much does it pain Philly fans out there? Any Philly fans that you guys could have had Tatum? You guys could have had Tatum, right? In these sort of situations, you're going to conference semifinals and he's probably going to be the superstar that's going to sort of land those knockout blows here. And, everyone's probably gathering here. I'm going towards the Boston pick too as well. Embiid, right now, there's no confirmed availability for Embiid. He could miss game one. He might be back for game one. Who knows? Like you said, can we see medical reports? But look, I'm actually going to say Boston are going to ramp this up a gear. And especially if Embiid doesn't come back for game one, I'm going to say Boston here in five, actually. I'm going to say Boston have got the Sixers number here, and it could be over fairly quickly.
This is two guys with spare time. I'm Faz, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.